Hello, welcome to my 2020 book talk. Today I am talking about this story, How to Survive a Horror Movie by Seth Grahame Smith. We've all seen a horror movie before, correct? What this book does is it takes those stereotypical tropes about different horror movies and what most of them have in common, puts them together into one handy guidebook in case you would ever find yourself in some kind of movie. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, how do I know I'm in a horror movie? Well, it says on the first couple of pages, how do I know that I'm in a horror movie? And it gives a bunch of things, like how you came across this book in the first place. If you found it at just like a bookstore, if you ordered it online, if someone gave it to you as a gift, found it in the woods, anything like that. It will tell you if you might be in a horror movie or not. And it also helps you determine what kind of horror movie you're in, which will really help you survive it. It goes from everything from zombies to killer automobiles. This book is not all just horror tropes and fear and whatever. There is some fun stuff about it, like there is the generic dog test. Most of the time in movies, if something is evil or is a ghost of some kind, usually it will attract the attention of a dog for whatever reason. And in here, it gives 4 different reactions from dogs if you want to test something. If there's no reaction, it's not evil. If it barks, that it's inhabited by a ghost. If it gets scared and runs away, it's obviously evil. And if it drops dead, run screaming out of your home and never return. Make no attempt to contact family members and start a new life restoring boats on a small seaside town in Mexico. Also lists things like horror career choices for horror movie characters, including gravedigger, polar scientist, security guard, camp director, and janitor. Which, it just covers everything. There's no reason you shouldn't read this, unless you don't like scary at all, which, why? If you've never watched a horror movie because, it's scary and they're all, like, rated R or whatever, well, the original Friday the 13th, yeah, it has a PG-13 cut for TV. No excuses now. Although it might get a little quirky at times, it is still pretty serious. I mean, it's all fiction, but it seems like this is actual advice, and most of it is realistic. Although some of it being a little sarcastic, it mostly is actual advice that you could actually take if something like that was happening to you. Which it gets extra bonus points for immersion. Overall, I would give this book an 8 out of 10 for realism, and that it's just a really good read. I would suggest this to anyone who has ever watched anything scary. That's how versatile it is. Like, it doesn't go into specifics. Even if you haven't seen a single horror movie before, and I mean, what are you doing? You can still find some enjoyment out of this. Like, it doesn't go into specifics of most horror movies. It's really basic, like how to survive a vampire, how to perform an exorcism. Just like, it's all sci-fi, but it's still fun read. So, where are you waiting for? I found this book at Barnes & Noble. If you look online, you can probably find it really easily. So, no reason to not read this unless you can't read. Simple as that. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The exit is over there, and have a good rest of your night.